Hello dear students, welcome once again in the channel of chemistry in engineering. Guys, our today's topic of discussion is boiler troubles. Now boiler troubles are found in the boiler, and boiler, it is a particular type of equipment which is present in the industries. For what purpose this boiler is used? It is used for the purpose of boiling water. In order to get the superheated water or superheated steam for the purpose of for the different purposes, like in the chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry, textile industry, wherever the superheated steam is required, there is a boiler present which is continuously showing the processing of boiling, and after formation of the superheated steam, it may be converted into again by condensation the water, and which can be used for the purpose of different like a distilled water, it can be used. So this is called as a boiler. Now what are the different troubles possible? Now these troubles in the boiler, they are possible only because of presence of some impurities in the water. So impurities, they are possibly colloidal impurities, then different type of suspended impurities which can be seen by naked eye, like mud, silt, that type of impurities. Some dissolved impurities which cannot be seen by naked eye, but they can reappear after boiling process. Some biological impurities, that may be some bacteria or some fungus which can be shown after the boiling process, or can be showing their particular type of hindrance, or we can say that obstacles. So that is called as, that are the impurities which are possible, and if that impurities are there, it is not possible to carry out the proper processing of that boiler by the boiler feed water. Boiler feed water is a water which is having all this type of criteria covered, like it should have 0.2 ppm of hardness, means there should not be more than that hardness present. Then it should have up to 0.1 ppm or up to 0.1 to 1 ppm of the caustic type of impurities, soda type of impurities. Not more than that impurities can be tolerated. So this is called as the boiler feed water. Now what type of impurities we are going to study? There are only 4 points which we will study. Number 1 is a sludge, second is a scale, third is a priming, and 4 is a foaming. With this, the caustic embrittlement, boiler corrosion, these are the again the troubles which are found ahead. But preliminary, we will see what is the sludge and scale. You can see, guys, here there are 2 different diagrams given. Here there is one diagram which is in the circular type, and you can see here this is the wall of the boiler, means there is a large circular type of container 3D, and which we are just seeing inside that container from the upper side, which is looking just a circular way. So this is the boiler. Now you can see here blue colored water it is shown, while in between at the central portion of this boiler there are found some black colored dots, and these dots are called as a sludge. Yes, sludge is a soft, slimy and loose precipitate which are found in the boiler. Whenever there is a processing of boiler starts, means whenever heat is provided to the boiler, the different type of impurities which was not there appeared in the initial condition, it is getting started to reappear after the boiling process is starting, and that is called as a sludge. Sludge is a soft, loose and slimy precipitate which is formed in the boiler. While when we see scales, these are the different type of impurities. Again the same condition is there, but you can see here one internal wall which is produced inside the boiler, and that is called as a scale. Scale is a hard, tough precipitate which is produced inside the peripheral portion in the boiler. Means there may be the question that what is the differentiation between sludge and scale, whether both are the types of impurities, both are the types of boiler troubles. So here from both side there is the, you can see here 2 different type of troubles in the boiler, or impurities which are possible in the boiler. Okay, now here this sludge, it is found at the centralmost portion, while here it is found that scales are found at the peripheral portion. These are hard and tough. these are very tough that they cannot be removed even with the use of hammer and chisel, while simply by the filtration or by the use of wire, scrub or brush, it can be removed simply by the filtration process. By the blowdown operation, it is possible to remove the sludge, but it is not possible in case of the scales. In this way, these two types of impurities are there. Now here it is found at the centralmost portion. At the same time, it is found at the somewhat colder portion in the boiler. It remain dispersed in the boiler at the central portion, while in this case of scale, it remain attached to the wall of container. That is the scale. So in this way, there is a difference, as well as these two different type of impurities are found. While one point which is remain, that the sludges, they are formed by the type of salts which are generally magnesium type of salt, like magnesium carbonate, magnesium hydroxide, magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate with calcium chloride. Only the salt of calcium chloride is responsible for the formation of sludge, while when we see in case of scales, all the type of calcium ions are responsible, including magnesium chloride. So this is the differentiation we can see. Now these sludges, they are the very poor and bad conductor of heat and electricity. There is a one point to say that as they are bad conductor of heat and electricity, whenever we provide heat to the boiler, it becomes very difficult to remain a very higher heat of the boiler, and it will decreases the efficiency of the boiler. That means there will require more heat or more energy to provide to that boiler. So in this way, it creates a hindrance. It becomes a trouble in the life of the boiler. While in case of such a type of scales, as there is a formation of already one layer itself, it becomes again very difficult and again decreases the efficiency. As both are the boiler troubles, it will require some type of control measures, or we can use the different type of pure, or we can say soft water to remove after removing the total hardness, as well as we can see that it must have a very less hardness, or nearly up to 0.1 to 2 ppm hardness. After that, the third point which we are studying here is a priming. Priming is the next step of the sludge and scale formation. Here, whenever, just consider that here there is a boiler, or we can say that a tank of a boiler where there is a continuous boiling is going on. When we see that this particular outline or uppermost layer of the boiler, there is a presence of the water, and if that water is containing some salts like NaOH, Na2CO3, if the water it is purified by the process of zeolite, there is a presence of number of sodium type of salts, and that salts are remain in the water before the process of boiling. And if that salts are present here, that Na type of salts can form the bond with OH, or formation of NaOH is there, and these salts are responsible for the formation of a foam. You can have idea that there is a process of saponification by which there is a formation of foam or lather, and that lather which will be there on this upper layer of the boiler. And whenever there is a very high that efficiency, or we can say that very high inside the boiler, there is a very high heat is produced. At that time, with this particular type of fumes or vapors, that solid impurities can get to the upper side or carry over with that particular fumes, and that is called as a wet steam. So this is the process of priming. In the priming process, when once there is a formation of a solid impurities or salts which are there, that can be carried over with the water, and whenever it is carried over, it may stuck to the different type of walls. For example, wall of the boiler, for example, it chokes up the pipeline. It may get form a solid type of impurities wherever it will go. So it is also very much harmful for the life of boiler, by which there is a formation of a scale, or whenever it is tried to remove, there may be the breakage of total type of container. So this is called as a priming. When we move towards foaming, foaming is nothing but the formation of persistent foam. Again, in the same way, whenever there is a formation of sodium salts inside the boiler, it may remain on this particular uppermost layer of the boiler water. And as it is from the upper side, we can see that there is just a simple layer of foam, but it is a total solid impurities or total salt which is produced. So due to presence of this salt, it will become very difficult to carry out the process of boiling. and it will again, there is means this after formation of persistent foam, the wet steam will be formed, and continuously this process will be going on. If it is continuous, it becomes very much dangerous for the life of the boiler as well as for the life of that particular factory. So in this way, these are the boiler troubles which we have studied. As we know, as these are the troubles, there are different type of processes also to carry over this particular type of impurities or obstacles. Like there are number of processes, like some external type of softening of water, then internal type of softening of water. In case of external type, we have seen in our videos also that there is a presence of ion exchange method, zeolite method, then some lime soda process, then some reverse osmosis process. These processes are there. While internal processes for the boiler, particularly conditionings are given, like calcium conditioning, carbonate conditioning, then some phosphate conditionings are given there. So with this, if we carried out that type of processes, it will become easy, and there will be the removal of all the type of impurities, by which ultimately there is a decrease of boiler trouble formation, and boiler water, we can say that boiler feed water, it will be very softened, and the process will become very easy. Yes guys, this is Dr. Jyoti Shegokar, and we have seen today the topic of boiler trouble. If you are new for the channel, you can subscribe the channel, you can like it, share it to your friends who are needy for this particular video. So thank you very much. Thank you once again.